I first got started in the music industry via my singing teacher, basically when I was 13 or 15 even, I guess. She was like my mentor, and she kind of helped me get a few gigs via sharing some contacts just around here in Adelaide. And I'd been working on learning on a whole bunch of songs for a while. Sang at all the school carols nights and things like that, and so had been building a repertoire, dabbling in writing, but hadn't done too much of that. About 16, I think I did my first gig in a pub. It was in the breaks of my singing teacher's, actually her gig. So my first gig was at the Morford Arms, and I think it was a 4-hour gig. Probably got a few $100 for it, and it went really well because I had the Rent-A-Crowd there, had all my family there, which make gigs a lot easier. I think I started writing my own music when I knew enough chords. It was a way to process my emotions. It was always there. It was like a friend, not that I didn't have any friends, but I always found that guitar and writing has always been there as well. So the very first songs were quite bad, I think. A girlfriend at the time, or trying to impress someone, or I still write love songs. They're the best kind of songs in my opinion. I always start like with a guitar in my hand. It's generally a melody first on the guitar, and something sticks out in my ear, and then I can kind of hear it internally. It seems to all come at once. So I'll be jamming the chords, and then I'll try and be voice memoing it or writing it down or filming it somehow. When I first started writing music, if it didn't last till the next morning, like if I didn't remember it the day after, then it wasn't worth writing down. So that's the very first recording of it, right? That's putting it down so I can remember it later. I have just a basic like Behringer interface, helps me do like drums and vocals and guitar if I want to do it like all at once. It at least has the groove there. I might want to chuck a bass in. My first EP I kind of recorded all at home. It's always good to look back and see where you've come from. I've come a long way since that EP. Yeah, my first album, Swell, that came out last year, that was definitely something for me. I wanted to like prove that I could do it. Kind of consider myself to be pretty critical, as lots of musicians are, lots of people are in general, but all those songs still somehow have made it through all the gauntlet of the inner critic, and I'm really proud of that body of work. My style of music, I think it's singer-songwriter, folk, rock, has come from the different genres of music I like to listen to, kind of coming from John Butler and Paul Kelly, Pete Murray, Ed Sheeran, Hozier, James Bay, all these influences of the singer-songwriter or acoustic, folky kind of Australiana bit as well. Yeah, on the rock side, Chili Peppers a bit more funky, and Foo Fighters, Pearl Jam, bit of body in it, bit of edge in there. So it's always hard to analyze where your sound actually comes from. But I think like lyrically it's quite not heaps of metaphors and things like that. It's just all kind of surface value stuff, but yeah, definitely a purposeful thing. I think I lost it for a bit when I was playing on cruise ships over in America, and I kind of Americanized my voice in a way. Since then, I've kind of embraced it, relearned how to sing, and it actually feels so healthy to sing in that Australian way for my voice. But I do have to unpick some of the habits that I've got into. My pre-show rituals, I don't really have any other than warming up my voice now. I used to not. I used to just go for whiskey and beer, use that to warm up. But I like to take the time to write a set list and then just kind of hang out with the band before I'm about to play. I have a sock drawer at home, and it's a full drawer, only socks, no jocks, no nothing else. And there are nothing in pairs. Pick my favorite socks. Yeah, here you go. Pick my favorite socks of the day and what I'm feeling. And the odd socks definitely came from playing the foot drums, but now it's superstition. That intentional decision from the get-go sets me on the right path. The release of the first single, Right Where I Needed You, and we did that at the Grace Emily, and I think it was my second band gig that I had done with Max and Anthony, and Rach joined in on that one. And you know, we sold a few tickets, and there were a few bodies in there, which was awesome. And you know, the crowd's like right up in front of you at the Grace M, so you can feel the energy so much. Probably one of the best gigs that I had played. An audience that were full of majority of the people that I knew, but then some people I didn't know who came to see me, and that's just such a special feeling that I never get sick of. I guess I'm just chasing that every gig now. So yeah, that one will stick with me for a long time. I find that when I'm playing the show, that's when I'm in the flow state. It feels like it's happening to me. So that feels like more of a creative thing. And during the week and practice is where I go in and I iron out all the errors, all the mistakes, or I think through a bit more logically about what I want to achieve, you know, in my music career and how that's going to happen. Like, it's all good to try and write music every day, and which I do. I try to do that, make time to do that. Like me, I have a goal that I want to reach, and you have to put in the work to do that, and that takes kind of planning and follow through and discipline, because if I don't do that, I end up, you know, floating in the wind, being creative all the time and not kind of hitting those goals that I have. And one of the biggest challenges I find as a muso is, yeah, I just love it. No, you know, the music side of things has always come pretty easy, and that's the fun bit. The challenges of getting those back to those emails on time and sending all those invoices and even getting out there and getting gigs so you can, you know, pay your rent and eat food. And yeah, my spreadsheeting game has definitely gone up since I started doing this. And on the other side of the coin, the rewarding aspects of being a muso is, you know, you might be just sitting in a corner at a pub and you're playing like your favorite songs, and someone comes up and they love that song too, and then you've just met some new person and made a connection. You know, you don't know what that person could have been feeling that day, or not trying to get high and mighty, but you may have turned their day around, or you may have just made them smile for a little bit, or they may have, you know, quickly Snapchatted you to their friend and be like, oh, look at this. I think that's such a special part of what we do and what being a musician is all about. I do it for myself, by myself, but when I'm out there in front of other people playing music, when I get that interaction from someone, it can fill my cup, and I can turn that one unit of energy or crowd interaction into tenfold. And I don't know how that works. That's what's so intriguing and addictive to me. I do have some exciting things coming up. Me and the band are going to try and do an EP coming out next year. I haven't recorded with Max and Anthony, and I think we'll get Pete in on this one too. So that's going to be an awesome project. And then a whole bunch of new shows. I want to go interstate next year for the first time. I haven't done that. I've enjoyed playing with Max and Anthony and Pete and Rach, and that's kind of our little crew that we've had for a while. But I think there's different ways to collaborate. Like, obviously making music and performing music is one of the biggest ways. Going and getting some FaceTime with a new artist that you've never seen before, and then they become your favorite local artist. Introduce myself and say, if you need anything, let me know. Like, I'm always happy to share all my resources with whoever, and that goes to all you people out there as well. Yes, social media. I've been on social media for a long time, but I had only embraced it in the last few years, and that's when the growth started happening on my Instagram page. That had a lot to do with the foot drums. I was kind of learning how to play the foot drums and documenting my journey on the end.
Is that something people are interested in?
Yeah, for sure, because the novelty of the foot drums is what hooked me at the start. Being able to get one and be a part of the community, it's been so great. Just documenting my progress has been what has brought more and more people into my sphere, and then I can, you know, show them my music as well. I haven't quite figured out the best way to convert some of these followers into super fans, but I'm all for learning, all for progressing. It's so great to have a community of people out there who are excited to see and watch and listen to the things that I make. I mean, in the next year, I'd like to have released some more music, done some consistently bigger shows, and I could probably say that for the next 5 years too, because I think I'll be writing music until the day I die. So do some more one-man band shows around Australia, get in the van and jump around. But I'm kind of writing the music at the moment and waiting to see what happens, what comes my own way. I think the advice I would give to a young musician trying to break into the industry, I guess quite general advice, it would be just like, don't be scared, just go for it. You can go up and chat to someone at a gig, or go out and watch music, go to gigs, obviously practicing your instrument, practicing your craft, and practice it just for yourself. Don't listen to your inner critic as much. I wish I didn't listen to mine when I was young. We all have it, and it's just something that you can learn from, but don't let it hold you back.